Hey YouTube, Jay Kilroy here, back in the shop, little shop ADHD. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Right off the bat, I want to thank a gentleman by the name of David Hess. Sent me a Leatherman. Brand new in the box. Not just a Leatherman, the original Leatherman. And it's been in my pocket ever since then. So David, thank you very much. David is out of Pennsylvania. I hope you are safe, David. I hope you're healthy. Hope you're maintaining, so as well as for everybody else during these difficult times. So thank you very much, David. This is going right in the pocket. And I have a little original Leatherman story. Many years ago, when I was in my late 20s, my father and I went on a fishing trip to Alaska. Lake Iliamna, Alaska, which is basically directly north of Kodiak Island on the mainland. And it was a life-changing experience, right? It was beautiful beyond reason, right? People that live in Colorado think they know beauty. They haven't been to Alaska. So it was amazing. Anyway, we had a great time. Caught silvers, caught kings, caught Dolly Varden, caught rainbows. I mean, we just had a great time. Halibut, we had a fantastic time. Anyway, and bears everywhere. Bears all over the place. It was pretty cool. But every guide up there was carrying an original Leatherman. They weren't carrying the fancy schmancy, like at the time I had a Gerber, which was like one of the new ones with the slide out. I think I still have it up there on my desk. No, none of that. Every guide up there carried an original Leatherman. So I've had several of the newer models and kind of gone through them all, and this baby is now riding in my pocket daily. So thank you very much. So in my last video, I had a giveaway of some taps, 9/16 by 27 taps. I gave away 6 of them. Anyway, the first 6 that did send their name and address to my email, which is at the end of every video, were winners. And these gentlemen were Ken Samolo out of Springwater, New York, Bill Paratus out of Belleville, Illinois, J.D. Hartman out of Edison, New Jersey, Richard Haas out of San Antonio, Texas, Tom Zubakowski, I hope. Sorry, Tom, if I messed that up, man, but Spanish Fort, Alabama. And lastly, but not least, Mr. Bronson Burnell out of Ontario, Canada. Now, Bronson, here's your package right here. Our postal service is not shipping to Canada at the moment, with the epidemic going on and everything. But as soon as they are, this baby's going in the mail to you, so I'm not going to let you down. So, Mr. Burnell, thank you very much. Thank everybody for that sent in their information. The first 6 were gone in about a matter of minutes. So, but thanks everybody for expressing their interest and for watching the videos. Please like, subscribe, ring that bell, all that jazz. If you don't see my notifications, right? So help me out here if you could. In my last video, I made the super soft jaws out of low melt bismuth alloy for holding the machinist jack castings done for me by Clark Easterly of Windy Hill Foundry, link down below. And card up above for the last video if you didn't get to catch it. Pretty interesting. I'd never done anything like that before, but I'd always wanted to try it. So anyway, we machined, I machined one of them, the bottom, with it in the soft jaws with regular end mill. And while it left a nice finish, I wanted something a little more pleasing, I guess, and a fly cutter is a great way to achieve that. So I've got my fly cutter here. This is a Suburban Tool Fly cutter. They call it the FCS. It's normally in a 50 taper holder for the big Kearney Trekker, and I think this is pretty obvious as to why, right? So this is the smallest bar that comes with it, and at that it's about 6 inches of cut diameter. This bar, that's a 5-inch bar. This is a 7-inch bar. This is an 11-inch bar. It takes a 1-inch arbor with a 3/8 inch key, so it's widely adaptable to a lot of different machine formats, right? You can get a 1-inch arbor for anything. And we're going to chuck that unit that I did last week up in the vise, and we're going to machine it. And we're going to do a little experiment. This comes with a kind of a dual insert grade, a C6 insert grade that is kind of a general use it for almost anything type of insert. And not necessarily the best thing for an interrupted cut in a casting, an iron casting. So what I have is some C2 inserts, C2 grade inserts, which are more appropriate for cast iron, and they're both TPG, TNPG, TNMG, excuse me, 4 series inserts. One's a 432 insert, which is the size of insert that comes with the fly cutter. One is a 433 insert. Otherwise, they're the same size, shape, thickness, geometry, and grade. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut 2 of these with these 2 different inserts and see how it works and see if we get a difference, you know, see what the difference of finish is like with a change like that. So I've got my fly cutter here. We're going to go ahead and mount it up in the Bridgeport clone and chuck one of these up in the super soft jaws, and we're going to give it a cut, and we're going to see how it is, and then we're going to change the insert and do it again. Then we're going to do a little comparison and contrasting of the results. So let's check it out. See you at the mill. So here we are in the mill. Get it mounted up. Make sure your center bolt that bolts the fly cutter to the arbor is tight. Make sure all of your set screws here, they're 3/16 size, make sure they are tight. You certainly don't want this rocket coming out at you at 1,000 RPM, right? It could kill you. Make sure your insert's on well, so, you know, we're just being safe here. All right, so we got our workpiece up here back in the chuck. Ideally, what I should have done is I should have roughed this out, and then I should have faced it off with the face mill in one setup, but this is a good test for repeatability. I've got it back in the same position. I'm gonna go ahead and fire it up. We're running about 800 RPM, which is somewhere over 1,000 surface feet a minute. I'm gonna kiss off and back it up, and we're gonna take a pass and see if we can clean this up nice with the Suburban Tool Fly Cutter. Check it out. Cleaned up. That one pass. So that's pretty nice. Looks almost like a Blanchard round kind of finish, but doesn't feel like a Blanchard round kind of finish, but certainly better than the tracks I had back on there. This is what I roughed with right here. It's a Niagara 3/4 inch 4-flute carbide with a 30 thou radius on the nose. Their part number 85664. Alrighty, here we go. Definitely still get some hard ends with this piece too. You noticed how as it came through the back side of the cutter, it didn't even touch the workpiece all along through here until you got way up here. That's probably because either the workpiece deflected ever so slightly, the tool deflected ever so slightly in the spindle for one reason or another, but when it got down here to these hard ends, it trimmed a little more material off. So let's get this out of here and go do a little comparison. So there we go. This is a 432 insert. Both of these are C2 grade inserts, and you can see that we got a much more pronounced crosshatch pattern here in this workpiece. I mean, I'm not upset with the finish at all. This is certainly fine, especially more than suitable for the purpose. It's going to get bolted to a table down this side, right? But we changed to a 433 insert with a larger nose radius, and you know, it has a much smoother finish. Now you look at those, see the hard end right there, right? See where that's looks almost like it was skipping across that surface there. And this one looks like you got a little bit cleaner of a cut right there. Anyway, interesting. Just something I haven't done a lot of these kind of comparison and contrasting type tests before, and I was getting ready to cut these. I got 2 more left here to do, to rough out and to cut, and I think it's pretty obvious I'm going to use the 433 insert. I wish I had a 434 here to test. If I get one, I will test with that and update you. And here's a look at the insert, the most recent one we used. It looks brand new. So there we go. Here's a little closer look at the Suburban Tool Fly cutter. You've probably seen these around. They take a 1-inch arbor with a 3/8 inch key. So a pretty common item. And you can get 3 different size bars with them. I believe this one here is a 5-inch. This one here is a 7-inch. And this one here is the 11-inch. Now, maybe if you have a Bridgeport size machine, you could leave off the 11-inch. But otherwise, this is certainly perfectly suitable for use in a machine of that size and horsepower. So for the giveaway today, it's going to be unusual. We have a wrench, it says Atlas Press Company. And I believe this either went with an Atlas shaper or with an Atlas lathe. I think they even made a small horizontal mill, a small mill. Let me give you the dimensions. The square is a 5/16 square, and the open end would be 11/16. So if you have an Atlas machine that you think this works with, maybe this goes to a bed clamp on an Atlas lathe, I don't know. Maybe this goes to a tool post on an Atlas lathe, I don't know. Maybe this goes to an Atlas shaper, I'm not sure. But if you have an Atlas machine in your home shop and you want to add this to your machine, go get my email address at the end of this video and email me a picture of your machine. And 1 week from today, next Saturday, I'm going to take all of the entrants that have sent me pictures of their Atlas machines, and we're going to do a drawing for this wrench. I would like for this little piece of Americana to find a home with someone that has an Atlas machine. I don't, never have, so why don't we see what we can do with that? That's one. Second giveaway is targeted to a specific viewer of mine, Brian Block. Brian, are you listening? I got 2 of these big monstrous T-nuts. If they fit a machine you have, I'm sending them to you. The slot width is 105. It's a little over 1 inch. Basically almost 1 1/16 inches. The total height is 1.25 inches. The major width is 1 5/8. And I'm pretty sure that's 3/4 10 thread in there. I've got 2 of these, Brian. If you want them, and these are quality, I'm pretty sure they're Tico. These are well made. If you want them, if they fit a machine of yours, let me know. I get them to you. And let's see, last but not least, I don't know how I did this, but I've got 3 coaxial indicators. Don't ask me. I've never used this one, but I've got 3, and this one comes with all the little pieces and bits and the rod and everything, right? So it's fully equipped. If you want to add this to your collection, make me a lowball offer to cover some shipping or whatever, and I'll get this baby to you. Again, my email address is at the end of the video. I hope everybody's staying safe. I hope everybody's healthy, and I'm hoping the best for everybody. I'm doing pretty good, so can't complain. Still working, and all my family's healthy, so praise the Lord. Right. Stay safe in the shop. I'll be back with you soon.